It is a last-minute bid by the mayor of Seven Hills to take one last look at saving the historic Parma Senior High School building. The mayor believes state funding from the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission can be found to restore the building.
I do think it's premature to demolish a building until all these options have been weighed and until we have a plan funded.
But Parma Schools leadership believes state funding to restore Parma Senior High School is highly unlikely. Let's bring in here News 5 investigator Joe Pakanakis. He's live in the newsroom tonight with why that is. And you have the Seven Hills mayor's letter to the public. Joe, could state funding save this historic school?
DeLon Seven Hills Mayor Anthony Biasiotta believes state funding is available, but Parma Superintendent Charles Smilik says it is still the best financial move for the district to proceed with its plan to take down the old high school within the next 5 months.
It's not about saving a building. It's about a process and keeping all our options on the table until we really have something approved.
Seven Hills Mayor Anthony Biasiotta wrote this open letter to the public, urging Parma school leaders to put the demolition of the now vacant Parma High School on hold. That is, until further investigation can be made into the possibility that some $250 million in state funding waivers from the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission can be found to restore the historic building. The mayor says other Ohio school districts have prevailed in renovating instead of rebuilding.
Most recently, just in Shaker Heights, with buildings that were older than ours, the waivers got approved for 3 schools.
The mayor wants the demolition stopped. He thinks all options need to be reviewed, inviting further public input from residents in Parma Heights, and Seven Hills to create additional transparency at a time when voters will be asked to approve operating levy renewals in November, which would not increase property taxes, and perhaps pave the way for a possible building bond issue approval within the next 2 years.
Multiple times we've had a bond issue, 2 different forms, go to the electorate, and each time it was turned down.
In my estimation, it's an exercise in futility. We have significant needs in our buildings.
But Parma Superintendent Charles Smilik says the Parma Law Department has already looked at the financial viability of renovating Parma High School twice, and says the idea of finding last-minute state funding waivers to renovate the old high school is a long shot and not financially viable because the building is too big for the current student population. Smilik says the master plan to take down 3 school buildings, including the high school, Parkview Elementary, and Wrenwood Elementary, has been a long thought-out process that never included seeking state renovation funds.
And we started that work in 2018, and at no point in our conversations or meetings was that ever addressed as a viable option for us.
Still, even though Smilik says it's a long shot, he did say school district leadership would take one last look at Mayor Biasiotta's proposal to halt demolition of the high school and explore renovation.
Certainly we want to study this, but at the same time, all of our study to this point has led us to the conclusion of where we are now.
And Superintendent Smilik says an attorney representing Parma Schools is examining the proposal in the mayor's letter. Smilik says the proposal will be the subject of a work session this Saturday, August 19th at 1:30 p.m. at the Board of Education office. DeLon, that meeting will be open to the public, where public comment will be taken on the future of that Parma High School building at that time. Okay, so speaking of the future, Joe, what is the current timetable for the demolition of the 2 elementary schools and Parma High School if this master plan is not changed? DeLon Superintendent Smilik says demolition on Parkview Elementary could start within the next month, with all 3 buildings set to be taken down as early as the middle of this coming winter. That is, if this last-minute bid to restore Parma High doesn't put that demolition on hold. You know we're going to follow through on this developing story. We certainly know you will. Joe Pakanakis covering the Parma School District tonight. Joe, thanks a lot.